versus
Mobile
AURORA
Legends.
MLBB. Joseph, tell me I'm not dreaming.
You're not. You're not dreaming.
This is second Bane today.
Back to back. Well, different series, but
It won. It won with Blacklist. So now, in a stroke of genius, I'd like to think again, this got the blessing of Master the Basics and Dexstar.
yeah. And I think part of this too, like in the hands of Demon Kite, is going to be very interesting in the matchup like we saw in the head-to-head, of course, between these two amazing junglers, CarlTZ and Demon Kite. Now, the fact that he picks up the Bane this time too, and it's paired up with a Hylos and Renegade on this Tigreal,
Right?
are going to be quite devastating for TLPH.
Especially since TLPH really only have one way in. Count it two if Benny wants to get in there. But so far, AURORA saw the draft open enough to pick up a Bane. Now some action in mid. Renegade
Wow,
going
that
up
is a poke.
against JP's Minotaur. If I'm not mistaken, while the draft was going on, showed a stat 100% win rate on the Minotaur.
100% win rate.
How true is that? We
yeah.
can double check.
I was going to say, we'll have to double check that, but I would say at least for the most part for Minotaur, like regardless, fits really well in the current meta, does quite a bit, of course, in sustainability and then setup potential.
Uh-oh.
Look at this focus here. Sanford.
40!
All right, he flickers. He's got the flicker. He's all
fine.
right.
He's fine. And this is not to berate TLPH's draft, because again, this is very Season 14. This draft covers so many bases. You got solid physical damage, you got solid CC, you got solid magic damage. And I understand where Renmar was coming from, trying to pick up the alpha, because they do need indeed true damage for AURORA, but the Bane just really takes it over the top. Now the turtle started down to 10th of its health.
All right, look at this. CarlTZ can't even move. Now he's going to be in trouble. Does dash away, but Edward won't follow up. They'll go for Sanford instead, knowing the flicker was gone. And that's an objective also in the hands of AURORA here. So a lot of value already. Renegade not even level 4 just yet. But you can see how troublesome this Tigreal can be, depending on how they go about the rest of the game.
Early invasion protocol, and they're doing it in such an honest way, especially after just dominating that turtle. And off camera, look at this. DK just continuing to farm up. They didn't even have the person with the retribution as they tried to threaten the purple.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing, you know, Demon Kite can continue. You said this in the previous game even, like in the other match that we saw with Blacklist International. Like if you're going to pick up the Bane, you just hyper farm as much as you want, and you try to keep that pace going. And then later on, you know, you're just throwing out tons of damage with the Crab Cannon and the Deadliest Catch. And like we saw in that last fight too, part of it is just, again, the Glorious Pathway is so much to deal with. If it cuts off an exit route, you have the Revitalize too to kind of make you tankier here. And I would say that's what gives the Hylos a little bit of that advantage early game in comparison to having the Minotaur there, where of course, like, Minotaur, he wants to get that Flask of the Oasis.
Yep, again, that's just a great combo that was recently unlocked given the rise of Hylos.
Yep.
The Deadly Catch and Glorious Pathway. It's two-piece.
Oh, look at it. As you say it.
Aggression and, oh wait, what is this? Oh,
Sanford pops the front
Morty's
wrap
fighting
again.
back.
Going to go 2 versus 1. Sanford looks like he's going to be fine, but you could feel the pressure as you were talking about.
no, he really is. He really is. The fact that this was Sanford underneath a tier 1 with a Holy Shield means that's 15% damage reduction. That should keep him top. Now, Benny Cutie versus Doming, though.
I think he should be. Yeah, he's utilizing that BMI, but yeah, as you were saying.
They were on the long lane, so that's fine. A lot of bot time from AURORA's side and TLPH as well. And look at this. It looks like we're still looking to contest. This is still a 50-50.
Oh.
Now the implosion!
Renegade going to use the implosion. Eternal Guard to drop down and try to fight back. Sanford's finally going to jump back in. Glorious
40!
Pathway drop down to fight to cut them off. Sanford taken out, and UA grabs JP as well. 2 down for TLPH. AURORA now working on the turtle. CarlTZ wants to do something about it. Gets a couple shots, and there's Benny Cutie on the backside as well. Fires off, and it's Demon Kite that gets the turtle. And they get punished, but Renegade will finally go down to put TLPH on the board.
Bold movements by the Storm. Benny Cutie at 4 minutes, 4.5. You usually wouldn't want to go that deep on a blazing duet. He barely has a core item, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But what this does do for AURORA is open up the map. Joseph, look at this. Doming just had free reign over that Holy Shield down bottom on gold lane, and he's going to be fine. He's going to be safe. What does that make for him? 3,500. He's almost 1,000 gold ahead from Benny.
That's a ton of gold.
Oh!
Carlteezy's got the burst. Not enough to pick up a kill. Domeng too.
Wow.
He's going to go ahead and show that, hey, you know what? I'm all right. And he's going to get back to base, but he already got a ton of gold off of it.
The next standard says, next, what else you got up for me? With, of course, Renegade to the rescue. But this does put Aurora 2,000 gold ahead, not even 6 minutes in. There's one more turtle. And so far, Demon Kite 10, Carlteezy at 8. What? No, not just gold, Joseph, not just gold, even
XP.
Even XP. That's what this hyper-farming Bane has got for Aurora.
And it just feels like you can't really slow Bane down unless you're committing so much to take him out of the picture.
To get in his face.
Exactly. And, you know, that's why, look at this pressure. This is what Aurora has done constantly, is putting pressure on all parts of the map. If it's not here, then look at the push happening right now with Domeng.
Not just Domeng, look up top as well. Look, that's a free wave that Edward is helping Demon Kite get to, and that's definitely a push, top and bottom.
There's Edward just kind of spotting out here. Look how deep Roar is in the jungle. Sanji gonna be in trouble here. Does pop the Eternal Guard. Had to use the Purify as well. Holds on, but it just looks like Aurora wants the next tier 1.
They don't even have to go for that. They don't have to force anything. Turtle spawning lower quarter. And, oh, Implosion!
Renegade again going to be able to find a couple marks here. Minoan's Fury comes down. Yue gets punished. And Benny Cutie will jump in again. Edward falls next, 2 down.
Teasing.
But Carlteezy will get taken out. And now Sanford trying to fight him off. But it's Demon Kite that gets the 3rd turtle of the game. Domeng, does he want more? Jumps in forward. Takes a couple shots. Sanji gets the call. They want to fight it out. But they're disengaged with the deadliest catch.
Amazing work so far from Aurora, taking what they can, even from these small windows of opportunity. Looking at the item builds, again, Aurora keeping themselves about 1,500, 2,000 gold ahead. We see Demon Kite about 500 gold up from Carlteezy, who just recently picked up his, oh, wow, look at the bank on these two. Hunter Strike and Heptases on Carl, while Demon Kite's building, there it is. There it is, the War Axe and the Endless Battle. Real quick, let me translate the MPL fan comment. Here we go, Aurora finally making work in the early game. It's no longer passive gameplay. There's a chance.
There's a chance. And I would say, you know, for a long time, people have been waiting to see what can happen with this lineup. Aurora, what can they bring to the table? And this, against a team like TLPH, is off to some great showing here already, as they still hold on to a healthy lead. But you saw it, man, and I think this is always the thing about TLPH, the veterancy, the experience there. Even in those team fights where they might lose initially, they know the calculations on being able to fight back if they have to.
Yeah, and the secret to that is they know the limits of each of their heroes, the limits of what the map can do for you, which bushes allow for which maneuvers, and at what point in the game they're capable of doing that. Now, in the mid-game, I'd say TLPH still definitely need to get Benny Cutie up and ready. And luckily, Sanji knows to protect himself very well. Sanji's using the Eternal Guard defensively, offensively, the CC you get from his skill too. And I think Aurora, now more than ever, have slowed down.
Yeah, they went out swinging in the early portion of the game. They got all the objectives they wanted to. And now they're like, all right, let's go ahead, settle in, I feel like, with the lead that we have, and make sure that we don't throw it into this first Lord. Because always, when you look at teams like TLPH, that is where they shine. They might actually give up those turtles if they have to, but then once this Lord comes up, maybe even the second Lord, they're ready to fight. And you can already see it happening here. Conceal, are we going to be used? There's Renegade again, jumping in, Implosion used, locking down here. Carlteezy trying to get some sight here. Renegade's the one to fall, and now JP as well. Lord's still up. Carlteezy's going to focus down on Edward a little bit longer. They force him back. They're so low as Edward falls. And now Sanford, just in time, gets back in form. He doesn't fall, and the fight for the Lord breaks out. Domeng tries to help, but Carlteezy will get the Lord.
Demon Kite was spaced out. The zoning from TLPH throwing bodies, skills, and everything at Aurora to steal away that Lord. Joseph, this is what you were talking about.
That's what I was saying, man.
Whenever the first Lord spawns, whenever TLPH are down but not out, there's always a chance. And suddenly, in a turn of events, which, by the way, was almost perfect. Implosion, Glorious Pathway, full-on combo, trying to burst the Lord down. TLPH exactly knew that Aurora would throw those skills away and spread out to be able to zone out Demon Kite, to be able to deny doming the free Zaman Force dance of just...
Yep. Just like that.
Next thing you know, Zaman Force is timed out, and TLPH took the Lord.
Just like choreography every single time we see it happen. And with that shift, once again here, Lord is going to go down, and now they're going to fight around the purple buff. But Edward dropping down the Glorious Pathway is going to force them out from it.
Stroke of genius, Team Liquid PH. The Cavalry knows that they don't know where the Hitman is.
Yeah.
So he could be in any bush. Almost perfect because Renegade pulled the trigger on the conceal. If he saw 2 or 3 members of TLPH, it would have been over. That would have been a go signal for Aurora to come in, throw everything at TLPH. But I think TLPH are still waiting for a flicker on 40. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Benny's Purify.
Yeah.
So that could have been it. Wow, TLPH just, this is what you get. World Championship quality, discipline, and map awareness.
I think even with that,
whoa.
Oh, hold on. Carl TZ also waiting patiently. He knows he's going to get pressure on the purple buff, and that's exactly what Aurora does. Couple of shots here. Edward, half health. Renegade, though, front of it all. There's the flicker in from JP. They want to fight. Eternal Guard drop down too. Glorious Pathway to cut in as JP falls, and they break it out. Finally, Renegade's going to go down, and Sanford jumps in. He pops off the Primal Wrath before he gets taken out, and there's a drop on Edward. The 2 for 3. Carl TZ, though, wasn't able to pick up the kill.
They get a 3 for 3. DK gets one over the young goat as they continue to push, throw in the deadly catch at the tier 1. One of the handful of skills that actually affect turrets in this game. Once more, the instant replay brought to us by Infinix. So they start off with a trampoline play, right? Chain CC into the AoE, and then of course they take down Renegade and then doming, which honestly I thought was going to be the end of it for Aurora.
Yeah.
But look, I think the fact that KTZ wanted more than what they got led to Aurora punishing back.
Yeah, I almost think like, you know, Carl TZ probably thought maybe he would secure that kill.
Yeah.
But then ends up getting punished, and so evens it out 3-3.
Something tells me Demon Kite's building more than just damage items.
Little defense.
We need to see it, but usually, yeah, Nolan at this point would be able to burst down
a Bane.
A Bane, yeah. That just shivered down my spine. I could have sworn that Demon Kite was going to die, but now,
Wow.
Here we go. Edward gets caught with the EG.
Look at the damage. JP's in trouble, gets knocked up himself as Demon Kite picks up the kill, gets the double, triple, and the Lord. Demon Kite takes everything.
3K for DK plus the Lord. And now they're making a beeline for bottom.
Oh, as the base turret goes down is the focus here. Aurora focusing base turret number 1. They got no minions just yet. They'll clear it out, though. But they got a whole lot in that exchange. Great timing from UA as well on the Minotaur.
There it is, Joseph. There it is, the Thunderbelt.
The Thunderbelt.
He built the Thunderbelt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pow. 1, 2. That's extra defense, hybrid defense every time he hits.
Plus the BOD.
The enhanced, and plus the BOD. All right. So already very spicy from Aurora, making their siege down mid. Bottom's got a Lord coming up.
Lord here making its way. It's going to charge in. First base turret, bottom side of TLPH is down. UA takes the Minotaur's Fury again. So Aurora, they have a decision. They can actually force a fight on the base turret. We'll see if they do that with this next wave pushing down the mid. Sanford decides to go in himself. He's going to focus on Demon Kite as he will fall. With the rest of Aurora fighting it out, Sanford in trouble as he's the one to fall. And Carl TZ will be able to fight off Renegade, but they lose the mid turret as well. Aurora only down Demon Kite.
Aurora aware of the fact that they cannot win this siege. They cannot end the game here without Demon Kite. Amazing work by the Apex Predator, Sanford. He turned that Edith into an assassin.
Yeah.
You see that, Joseph?
I saw it.
A full-on flicker onward Earth Shatter. Look,